Welcome to Fifth Dimensional Life, Mass Human Awakening. I am Lise, your host. I'll be discussing remote viewing and how to do it, what it is. So, remote viewing is when you get into a trance-like state or meditative state, and you can actually travel with your mind, basically, and you can view places or events, certain things, certain areas, certain people, and you can actually look around and check out your surroundings. You can see what people are doing. You can see what's going on in certain places. Even if you've never been there before, you can find what is going on there. So there's a few different ways that you can go about doing remote viewing. Here is an article on Gaia.com. So you can select a range of targets. So you can actually ask someone else to be your remote viewing assistant and to select a few pictures. Ask them to cut the images from a magazine and paste them on a sheet of blank paper, one picture per sheet. The images should be real world pictures such as people, architecture, nature. Ask them not to pick a target picture that may be offensive or disturbing to the viewer. You can ask your assistant to put the images in an envelope. Ask the remote viewing assistant to stack the images in an envelope face down and say absolutely nothing about them to you. You'll view them one at a time, getting feedback after each session face down, target at the top of the pile. Quiet your mind. Do as little as possible. Sit there grounded. Connect to source is what I like to do. Connect to the inner earth and just open up your third eye. You can let go of anything that is distracting you or things that could be stressing you. Just let it all go. Call the first target to mind. Begin the session by describing the most basic impressions you have of the first target site, event, or person. What do you feel is the predominant thing in the target? Is it natural or artificial, surrounded by land or water? Write several descriptors down. Do not second guess yourself. Write down the first thing that comes to mind. The fainter, the better. Just make sure you write down the information as descriptively as possible and don't judge anything. Connect the dots unconsciously. Information is coming from your mind and automatic nervous system, autonomic nervous system. The idea is that your unconscious already knows everything there is to know about the target. It just has to communicate that to your conscious mind. It does that through your body and with very subtle sensations and feelings. So it's listening to your body and the feedback that your body is giving you. Describe the basics, the visual, smells, taste, temperature, colors, sizes, shapes, patterns, also known as dimensionals. You may even start to feel emotional reaction at the target. Draw a sketch of the target. If you want to, find a bird's eye view, like looking down, if you're floating over top of it. And the session, write down the time and a brief summary of what you perceived. Get feedback on that. Pull out the top photo of the envelope to see how you did. Take time to really look at the colors, shapes, images, and take notes. You may be surprised at the results. So it might not be exactly as you perceived it because you could have some internal bias potentially, but some of the shapes or the colors or sensations might even end up lining up. And you can just practice this so many times until you can, really train and develop your remote viewing and let go of being right. It's important just to let it flow through you, not force it. There's groups of people who actually get together and do remote viewing and practice it. They've actually ended up going into caves and caverns and finding those huge, large skeletons of those giants that are now being recovered all over the world, which is absolutely fascinating. There's lots of techniques of how to do this online, lots of people who have found things. There's an article here on ranker.com, 10 outrageous things remote viewers have claimed to see with extrasensory perception. Some people believe this, some people don't, obviously. What do you feel about it? Have you done remote viewing? Please post your answers in the comments or questions down there. A lot of the people who do remote viewing, they've claimed to be in the secret space program. Some of them, yes, some of them, no. You know, how I best find out, you know, what is true, what's not true, is how it resonates within me, you know, quieting my mind, quieting my body, being still, and just, you know, looking at the information without reacting to it, coming from a non-reactive space and just letting the vibration of the pictures or information resonate through my body. And if it has a good high vibrational resonance to it, then the probability of it being true in the timeline that I'm in at that moment is highly likely. However, if it doesn't resonate really strongly, or if it's off, if it's a weird feeling, then it's most likely false in the timeline that I'm currently in. So there's lots of people who've seen Russian submarines underneath. There's 1975, what happened in a CIA program. There's future predictions. When you do remote viewing, you can go right at the moment in time that you're in, or it could be in the past, it could be in the future. And it, you know, there's unlimited timelines, and those timelines are switching all the time. Hence the Mandela effect that we've seen quite a bit. I'll do another video on the Mandela effect and switching timelines as well, and timelines speeding up, slowing down. We are in the middle of a massive ascension and consciousness renaissance right now. So timelines are switching constantly, and how to put yourself on the highest vibrational timeline is to stay in a high vibration. Don't get distracted by potential fears of like sicknesses or different remedies for those illnesses without being too obvious there. So I think you'll catch my drift there, but just stay in a positive vibration. Don't get into duality. You know, if something is going to affect you, that's a choice that you have, or potentially a soul contract you have too. But you have the choice to not let things affect you, and say to yourself, to your cells, I won't let this affect me, and it won't. Remote viewers have identified criminals, kidnappers. You know, this is stuff that's actually been proven. People can remote view ships and things that have happened on Earth for ETs to actually stop major disasters. You can go to other planets and remote view them. You can, you know, look ahead into potential future timelines. This is a really interesting thing, a book on the timeline collapse and universal ascension. You can go look at the moon and see all the structures you can see inside the moon. It's an ancient satellite. There's lots to know on the moon and every planet as well. You can look into what the government's doing. Certain ones like Elizabeth April has done a lot of remote viewing and astral travel to different places like Area 51. And there's actually guards that guard Area 51 and other secret bases and things like that too. So be prepared though, because some of those guards, they can actually follow you back to your home, and they can like give you nightmares and stuff and have like malevolent attachments. don't be scared, because fear only makes it worse. What you can do is do cord cutting after. You can also use a invisibility cloak, is what Elizabeth April uses quite often. So, and you can also transform into other things. Humans are extremely powerful, multidimensional beings, and we have no idea of our true power yet. So you can shapeshift yourself in your astral body, and even your like remote viewing, you can pretend to be something else that you aren't, other than a human. And you can actually get through a lot of these agents, and you can actually go deeper into places. Um, lots of really interesting predictions that people see, future events. And some of these things people are doing unknowingly, they're remote viewing them, or they're just getting clairvoyant visions of things, or they're actually astral traveling, where their energetic body goes outside of their physical body. And you can go super, super far deep into the universe and galaxy and end up even detaching from your body. And then it gets pretty freaky after that. So don't don't go too far. Practice this. You can practice it easily at home. Simply, there's lots of books on it. There's courses too. This is Michael Jaco's course through Unleashing Intuition Secrets of Remote Viewing. And he talks about it quite a lot here on his YouTube channel and other channels. He has excellent, highly trained CIA and Navy SEAL training as well. He's an excellent resource for this information. So please let me know if you've had any experiences doing this. I've had quite a lot of my own experiences going to different places, especially looking at information. And once I see something online and I don't know if it's true or false, then I can go and into a meditation, remote view it. Sometimes I'll even astral travel to the place or to a certain being to confirm that information, or to confirm that it's not true. So try it out. Let me know how your experiences are, and if you have any other questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.